got no plans at all. Evil man's always transcending. Fighter like sheep, swallow everything. Always simpletons or pretending.
This is your moment of clarity from LeeCamp.net. The Zimmerman trial was not about George Zimmerman or Trayvon Martin, and that's been the problem since the beginning. We don't actually know what happened that night. All we truly know is that Zimmerman ran out of his house wielding a gun like a fucking G.I. Joe. If G.I. Joe had the physique of Jack Black and less intelligence than a belly button lint, but then the action figures wouldn't sell very well. But I admit, watching Trayvon Martin's murderer walk away feels like this country turning our back on the racism that still permeates our society. But we shouldn't look at it that way. We should believe the jury knew what they were doing in this case, and then, whether there's a sexy courtroom saga to follow or not, whether Nancy Grace is salivating over the play-by-play screaming in the sedated faces of a grieving family or not, we should confront our country's problems. We shouldn't need a goddamn dead teenager to say to ourselves, some shit is fucked up. We should be capable of looking at the numbers of the prison industrial complex and understand it's a racist system. We should be able to look the job market in the eyes and see the racism, even if there's no missing white girl involved. There was a study from the National Bureau of Economic Research where they sent out 5,000 resumes. The only differences were the names of the fake applicants. Some had normally white-sounding names like Chad Baker or Greg Smith or Thomas Smallpenis, and others had black-sounding names like Lakeisha Thomas or Cedric the Entertainer. I feel like they did a better job picking names than I did, but you get the point. And the researchers found that the applicants with the black names were a full 50% less likely to get called in for an interview. That's when you see what a biased society we live in. Simply by your name sounding black, you're 50% less likely to even get your foot in the door. Their name alone is fucking them. Kind of like how I can't get a job working at a Korean restaurant simply because my name sounds like a gay Korean sex act. It's when you see that in New York City, black and Latino men account for only 4.7% of the population, and yet we're 41.6% of unwarranted stop and frisk searches in 2011. And in 33 precincts, that number jumps up to 90%, meaning the stop and frisk program should be called the harass colored people program. We should be protesting this societal discrimination that ultimately ends in people like Zimmerman thinking it's okay to Dukes and Hazzard their way across a lawn with a gun, chasing a kid holding a deadly bag of Skittles. We don't really know what happened that night, but we should know and talk about what is happening every other night. Or perhaps we could just take all the discrimination numbers like the ones I've mentioned and put them in a car trunk with a missing white girl. And then the news media might cover it. That's been your moment of clarity from LeeCamp.net. The links to the articles where I got my numbers are in the description. Also, the music here at the end is I Didn't Fuck It Up by Katie Goodman. You're going to like this song. I'm playing it with her permission. And if you want to hear the full song, go over to the new Clarity Collective Tumblr page where we have smart, conscious, aware art of all types. You can find that link to the Tumblr page in the description as well. Keep fighting.
There's never been a time as fucked up as this. As fucked up as this. I